Hey everyone, it is Monday, March 29th. The time right now is 4:48 p.m. and the temperature is 6 degrees Celsius. I'm here at Millwood Road and Overley Boulevard. And this is the Thorncliffe Park neighborhood that I'm entering. So that's a look south down Millwood Road towards the Millwood Viaduct. And the plan for this one is to head over to the south side of Overley here. And then I'll walk east to Thorncliffe Park Boulevard and loop around that and head over to the Leaside Towers. There's a bus that's bound for Flemington Park. And this is a neighborhood that's been requested a number of times. Yet I've only recorded bike rides through here. Thorncliffe Park is loosely bound by the Don River to the east, which is the direction I'm facing, and to the south, and Millwood Drive, where I started, to the west, and Wicksteed Avenue to the north, although I think officially the City of Toronto has Eglinton Avenue as the northern boundary. There's one Leaside Park Drive, and I think this building is actually a condo. Most of the buildings in this community are apartment buildings. There's something in the neighborhood of 34 apartment buildings. And to the north, there's a lot of industrial type developments. And just to the south of here is Leaside Park. This would be Leaside Park Drive. There's a large baseball field in Leaside Park. And on the bus ride over here, I was looking up some stats on the neighborhood. And I think I read the population of Thorncliffe Park is around 24,000 people. And it's one of the densest neighborhoods in the City of Toronto. 64% of the population are immigrants to Canada. 79% are visible minorities. And the median household income here is a fair bit lower than the median for the City of Toronto by about 20,000. And the crime rate is rather low. I think I also read that 89% of the population here do rent where they live. And historically, there used to be a large horse race track right around this area I'm walking, and that existed from 1917 to 1952. And in the 50s, the racetrack was demolished and the area was handed over to developers. There's a strip mall. And this sort of planned mid and high-rise neighborhood sprung up. It was sort of built on the assumption that everyone had a car, as a lot of these commercial developments are a bit of a walk from a lot of the residential towers. And this is Thorncliffe Park Drive. There's a Wendy's and Tim Hortons. You don't see too many Wendy's left in the city. So what I'll be doing here is turning south onto Thorncliffe Park Drive, and we'll head down this way for a bit, and this will loop us all the way back to the other side of that shopping center, and I'll finish up right at the Leaside Towers, which are those two large towers off in the distance. So this certainly isn't the most urban of neighborhoods. And this stretch of Thorncliffe Park Drive that I'm walking on is where they're planning to build a subway line. That would be the proposed Ontario Relief Line. And I think the plan is to build the subway in a fashion that's elevated above the street here. And it'll certainly be a different kind of design for the Toronto subway. A bit reminiscent of the BTS system that runs through Bangkok. So this will go just to the south for a bit, and then it'll turn left. And there's a couple of spots I'll swing by on the way, and then it'll head north back up to Overlea Boulevard. There's a look to the west. And Thorncliffe Park United Church with a Montessori Education Center. I did look up the rent in one of these apartment buildings, so when I walk by, I'll let you know what the prices of those were. And even when they have bike lanes, people still ride their bike on the sidewalk. There's looking at some of the apartment buildings. And that is the 81 bus. And this here is Milepost Place. And on the other side is a street called Grandstand. And these are named after the racetrack that used to be situated right here. Maybe I'll cross over to the other side. There's a bit more sun on that side. I don't see a crosswalk button to press. Grandstand Place. So I would assume this is where the grandstand for the horse race track was located. So kind of bending around Thorncliffe Park, just to the south of here, is the Don River. And we'll walk by an entrance point to E.T. Seton Park, where you can head down to the Don River Trail. And you could take that north up to Sunnybrook Park and the Edwards Gardens. Or you could take that south all the way to downtown. There's the Greek community of Metropolitan Toronto Polymenkion Cultural Center. I'm sure I butchered that pretty good. And there's a big park and a public school towards that way. I'll head into there at some point. Like I said, I've only really been here to record bike rides before. It's definitely got a bit of an isolated feel to it. Although I imagine the building of a subway line would be a tremendous addition for the residents of this neighborhood. And I think these were the towers that I looked up on my way down here. The Rideau Towers. And they listed 1, 2, and 3 bedroom units. And it was a bit more expensive than I would have guessed. The 1 bedrooms were typically around $1,500 to $1,600. The 2 bedrooms were around $1,900 to $2,200. And the 3 bedroom units were up to $2,600. I'm assuming that includes utilities. And I would assume some of these buildings are a little bit less than that. That's a large number of birds flying through. So I am now heading east. I think this is still Thorncliffe Park Boulevard or Thorncliffe Park Drive. Whoops. And here is Thorncliffe Park Library. and the Jenner Jean Marie Community Rec Center. So this was opened back in 1970, and I think in behind here is RV Burgess Park. So let's go take a peek. And then after that, I'll check out a community garden. Looks like there's some basketball courts back here. So there's the park. And a big public school just on the other side, which I'll be walking by the entrance to in a short while. Here's a small, what looks like a community garden, although the big one, which is one of the oldest in the city, I think is across the street here, if I'm not mistaken. I think it's just behind that tower right there. Hopefully none of those guys drop any presents on me. So apparently the gardens are at 55 Thorncliffe Park Drive. And that is 53 across the street. Hopefully that's not 55 there. If not, I missed it, but we'll just have to deal with it if I did. So if that building is 53, and there's a couple of COVID-19 testing sites. I know there's a big vaccination clinic here on Overly. I'm just kind of assuming that garden is back here. Even if it's not, we'll get to see what one of these apartment complexes is like. Trying to see if I can see through that fence, but there does not appear to be anything on the other side. Well, this didn't work out, but we get a view down into the Don Valley. And that would be Bayview Avenue and the Don Valley Parkway off in the distance. And there's a squirrel kind of doing his best to camouflage into the tree there. He's certainly aware of my presence. Oh well, that's a swing and a miss. Maybe I can walk around the other side of this apartment building here. Nope, it doesn't look like I can, but there's the where they dispose their furniture and larger items. Most buildings have an area like that. Oh well, there's probably not much to see in a garden at this time of year anyways. Wow, look at all the people in there. Maybe that is where they're doing testing? I don't want to get too nosy, but I see people rolling down their sleeves and getting jabs in their arm. COVID vaccine clinic. I think that guy said something to me. He said sorry when he walked by. I have no idea what that was all about. And just up here on the right is the entrance to E.T. Seton Park. just chilling in the middle of the street. Oh, now he's indicating. Well, it does say 48 Thorncliffe Park Drive. I think that was one of those buildings I went past. There's E.T. Seton Park, and there's a heck of a drop down into the park if you go that way. I'm always more than happy to go screaming down there on my bike. Yet I have never made the climb out of there on the single speed. There's Thorncliffe Park Public School. So just up ahead will be Overlea Boulevard. Thorncliffe Park Public School. And there's the Thorncliffe Park Towers. There's an overpass just to the east of there where I think I'll head to finish this one up. I just want to take a quick look at the shopping center over here. Fraser Mustard Early Learning Academy. And St. Michael's Kidney Care Center. And there's a big Costco. If you needed any evidence that this was an area designed around the automobile, that would be that. And just to the north of here in Leaside, there's a few different power centers that are decidedly suburban in how they're set up. And there's a look into the shopping center. I guess there's not a whole lot to see here. This is where one of the large vaccine sites is. That's the East York Town Center. And this first opened back in 1960. And it was briefly home to a Target. That was a former Zeller store that turned into a Target. And shortly after that, Target left Canada. There's also a Bowl-O-Rama in here, which turned into a fitness center. And it's currently anchored by a Food Basics, which is a lower cost supermarket chain, and a Dollarama, and I think a Shoppers Drug Mart. So there's a look to the west towards where I started, and there's the Costco off in the distance with its full parking lot. This might be the first time I've recorded a Costco on this channel. And a Salvation Army thrift shop. And straight ahead are the Leaside Towers. Those are, I believe, the tallest towers in the former borough of East York. So this area was its own city before the megacity amalgamation occurred in '98. And they are 423 feet or 43 stories tall. And of note, they were home to a serial killer named Bruce MacArthur. Also a former mayor of the city of Toronto lived there. As well as a former mayor of the borough of East York. There's a plaza, walk-in clinic, a Cash Money kebab restaurant. They've got Popeyes. So I'm currently walking east on the south side of Overlea. And the next major street well off to the east of here is Don Mills, and just north of that is the Ontario Science Centre. And to the east of that is the Flemington Park neighborhood. Perhaps I'll go there and do a walk in the future. And here's the rather iconic Leaside Towers. It's hard to miss these things from the Don Valley Parkway or pretty much anywhere on the east side of town. And they're at 85 and 95 Thorncliffe Park Drive. It's interesting that they took Thorncliffe Park Drive as their address. And there's a big church. And a retirement center, or retirement living home across the street over there. So I will just head towards this overpass and take a look down at the Don Valley. I think at this point the river is split into an eastern and western side. And just south of here they merge together to form the Don River. They've got an almost brutalist look to them. And when I get to the end point here, I'm going to turn around and walk back through Thorncliffe Park. Then I'll head south on Millwood and head down to the Danforth. And I'll record that one as a live stream. At least if all goes to plan, I will. So let me know your thoughts if you enjoyed this walk through the Thorncliffe Park neighborhood. There's a look back towards it. And it says here West Don River, so It does fork just to the south of here. I don't know which side of this overpass is going to give me the better view or not. This is the Charles H. Hiscott Bridge, built in 1960. There's a sign for a distress center. I think this is a magnet for those contemplating suicide, unfortunately. And that should be Flemington Park off in the distance. And just east of here will be the Don Valley Parkway. Normally I'd run across the street and catch out the view from the other side, but I don't really have a safe opportunity to do that. That would just be towards Sunnybrook Park. I am directly above the Don West River here. That guy is stopping to look at what I'm doing. Yes? Sorry?
Can you have 1 minute?
Yes?
You're shooting something, right?
Yeah, I'm filming a video.
What kind of camera is this? Because I do some video shooting as well.
Yeah, it's a DJI Pocket 2.
Which one?
Pocket 2, DJI.
DJI Pocket 2?
Yeah.
It comes everything together?
Yeah, it's a gimbal and a camera. It's all 4K. So I have a YouTube channel. So I just make walking videos around the city. So,
It goes live on the YouTube?
sorry?
It goes live on the YouTube, or you do editing and then you put on YouTube?
I edit it, but not much editing. It's always like a 40-minute walking video. So
Really?
this will be on YouTube on Wednesday, yeah.
You got some good subscribers?
44,000.
I have only 167.
Oh, this is my job, so I hope I have.
Oh, great. Can you share me the name of the channel?
Sure, let me just end this video.
Yeah, please.
All right. Thanks for watching, guys. I'm just going to help this nice gentleman out. I hope you enjoyed this walk. Let me know your thoughts and comments down below. There's a link to my Patreon in the description, and you can check out channel memberships. All right, thanks for watching, and as we look over E.T. Seton Park, I will catch you on the next one.